Dun 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 dun. I forgot the words to the lyrics, so we're not going to bother singing it. But welcome everybody! Woo! Woo! My horsey's riding high. Woo! You can press your dinosaur button too.
I don't want to.
Okay. All right, guys, welcome. Nay, nay. Good job, horsey. All right, guys, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Cowboy Jack special. This is, of course, it's been a few months. Cowboy Jack was sorting some things out, but we had to come back for the 4th of July because we love the 4th of July here at the Cowboy Jack Show. And if you look to my left here, guys, guess who's back to join Cowboy Jack once again? Our good friend Alma.
I told you not to use my real name.
Yes, Alma, you might remember, used to be on the show before she fatally betrayed me and went off and did her own show. Luckily, she failed at that show and had to call me and come back. And, you know, in the spirit of the holiday, I said, you know what, Alma? You are welcome back with open arms.
That's not what happened, Jack. My show is fine. You just kept showing up at my house drunk and crying, and I felt bad for you, so here I am, like a sucker.
Okay, now, Alma, one thing we want to teach your kids is not to tell a fib. Now, fibs are not nice, nor is persecuting someone for having personal demons that they had to conquer. You should never mock someone who has personal demons. I wouldn't have done that to you, Alma. Because I believe in good friendship.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, let's move on from that, because it is a very patriotic holiday. And we're very excited because this is Independence Day weekend. 4th of July, tomorrow officially. But we can celebrate now, because why not? It's the weekend. And you know what? 4th of July, of course, celebrates our Independence Day. Our Independence Day from those commie British who tried to rule us with their monarchy.
They weren't communists, they were monarchists.
Monarchists, communists, the redcoats are coming. It's all communism.
That's...
Or maybe communism was a red herring. Who knows?
Oh, yes, yes. I can't wait to see you teach the children history, Jack.
Yes, I know my history. Anyway, you seem like you're a little bit warm there, Alma. Perhaps you should take off that warm sweater. It is like 80 degrees outside, so it's very hot in the studio. Oh, as you can see, Alma has taken off her sweater to reveal the wonderful t-shirt that Cowboy Jack gave her. Barbecue, beer, freedom. Those are exciting things for the patriotism of the country here.
Well, maybe not the beer, children.
That is true, children. You should not drink the beer. Beer is bad. But, you know, if you're an adult and you are, at home, safely, not driving, drink the beer. And you know what, kids? You can have barbecue, too. But if you happen to not like meat, then I guess you can always have a veggie burger or something like that. But you know what you can't give up, guys? Freedom. Freedom is very important, guys. We all have the freedom to speak our minds. And we also have the freedom to wear shirts like this where we say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of my freedom.
I'm actually very glad you brought that up, Jack, because
thank you, Alma.
That brings us into one of our lessons for the day about Independence Day. One of the most important documents in our nation's history is the Constitution, and the First Amendment is the freedom of speech. What does freedom of speech mean to you, Jack?
Well, before I go to that, I just want to mention that I once stole the Declaration of Independence.
You did not, Jack. If you had, you'd be in jail now.
That's a good point. That was national treasure. And much like we are a national treasure to the children out there. But yes, you're correct. Yes, freedom of speech is very important. It is a chance for you to speak your mind, and that means you can say whatever you want. Now, other countries, they don't let you say whatever you want. They might even hurt you for saying certain beliefs. But luckily in America, you have the right to say what you want. You have the right to disagree. You cannot like a movie or a TV show, and somebody else may say, oh, well, I love that show, or oh, I hate that show. And that's okay, because you can agree to disagree on certain issues. Unfortunately, if you're on Twitter, it doesn't really matter, because they'll just cancel you if you don't like a certain movie, or a certain artist, or anything like that. But that's a whole other issue there.
Well, Jack, I wouldn't go that far. But for me, freedom of speech is the freedom of expression, the freedom to agree or disagree on certain points.
Absolutely.
And it is the freedom to speak your mind and express yourself. And so on that general note, I would say that you and I are in agreement.
We are in agreement, guys. See,
for once.
The fences are mended. All right, so the other thing that's great, guys, is that a lot of people, besides barbecues, besides the adults drinking adult beverages and celebrating their freedom, is fireworks, guys. Shooting off the fireworks to celebrate your independence.
Most counties do outlaw fireworks, so maybe
That's
not
okay,
for
though.
the children to shoot off the fireworks,
We'll
Jack.
get to that in a minute, but let me just say that a lot of people still do shoot the fireworks even when they're outlawed because they can't hear you over the sound of their freedom. Now, for you little kids, though, you stick to the sparklers, make sure your parents are there. We don't need to be throwing cherry bombs or nothing like that, you know.
No, you shouldn't be throwing cherry bombs anyway,
You
Jack.
really shouldn't, but I'm just saying, I'm giving an example, you know, but we don't want the kids to blow their thumbs off. You need your thumbs, guys. Thumbs are very important. You need them for your texting and stuff, you know, all that cool kid stuff, video games, you know.
Yep.
But yes, freedom, as I mentioned, very important, and celebrating it. And you know what else? Celebrating the flag. And the reason we celebrate the flag, guys, is because the Honorable Betsy Ross sewed the flag for us many, many moons ago. So thank you, Betsy Ross.
That's not entirely accurate.
Is it not accurate?
It's not.
Okay, share your tale.
Well-
I am letting you speak your freedom.
Oh, thank you for letting me,
I allow it.
Jack. Now, the story of Betsy Ross is one that has sort of gone into myth. No one really knows who designed the first U.S. flag, the 13-star flag, the Revolutionary flag. No one really quite knows who designed that. It could have been the work of any upholsterer working in the Philadelphia area at that time, of which Betsy Ross was one. So she was one of many upholsterers who worked on the flag. And we do know that her biggest contribution to the flag, most likely, was that it was her idea to have 5-pointed stars on the flag instead of 6-pointed stars because the 5 points were easier and quicker to cut. But it was many upholsterers who worked on that flag together. And as with the story of our country, as it idealistically rather should be, is that it is the work of many hands.
Absolutely.
That makes these achievements.
Absolutely. You know, for a minute there I thought you were going to say Betsy Ross was a myth, like she was Bigfoot or something. But I'm glad you explained yourself. Valid points there, Alma. I feel like we all can learn something from each other. Unfortunately, those many hands, guys, obviously we can't prove this or no, but as with a lot of other things in this country, it could have been also made by, unfortunately, by slaves, which were owned at those times, and that was completely wrong in this country to do that. Because people deserve to be treated as people, no matter what they look like or what they believe. And, you know, but a lot of times the music or other things, a lot of people didn't get the credit for what their work that they put in. And that's a shame, because people should always be credited for the work that they give.
Agreed, Jack. I absolutely agree. And Independence Day is a wonderful day to recognize those people who don't get the credit they often deserve.
Indeed. All right.
Well done, Jack.
So I thought we would wrap up this show with a little story time. I went ahead, I brought a book all about patriotism.
Have you been reading more, Jack?
I have been reading. That's why I've been learning stuff.
Okay.
And this is a book that I grabbed from my shelf. I would like, as a token of my friendship, I would like you to read the first page there, if you could, Alma.
Jack, okay.
Go ahead and just read out loud. Don't worry about it. Just open that book, start reading.
All right.
See what we got here.
Do you want me to read the title?
You can.
This is The Midwife's Apprentice by Karen Cushman.
Excellent book. Really talks about freedom.
Chapter 1, The Dung Heap. When animal droppings and garbage and spoiled straw are piled up in a great heap, the rotting and moiling give forth heat. Usually no one gets close enough to notice because of the stench, but the girl noticed, and on that frosty night burrowed deep into the warm, rotting muck, heedless of the smell. In any event, the dung heap probably smelled little worse than everything else in her life. The food scraps scavenged from kitchen yards, the stables and sties she slept in when she could, and her own unwashed, unnourished, unloved, and unlovely body.
Well, that really speaks to freedom, guys. I really feel like dung heaps are very much...
Why did you hand this to me, Jack?
Well, because usually what happens is I read the book, and then I look like a fool. But now, Alma read the book, and now she looks like a fool. Just a little quiet, friendly revenge there, Alma. But unfortunately, a lot of people couldn't hear the story over the sound of their freedom.
And I can't hear you, Jack, over the sound of my dinosaur.
What? Oh, God. Oh, it's malfunctioning. Oh, my God. Oh, help me. Help me.
Happy Independence Day!